I'd like to draw your attention to the 14th station. I think they're going to put it on the screen. The 14th station. Jesus is buried in the tomb. It's over there. The light's on it over there. And in our reading today of the Passion, according to St. John, the two guys doing the burial are Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus. So I'd like to talk a little bit about Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus. They have something very much in common. They were both attracted to Jesus. They were fascinated by the things Jesus taught. They were moved by the stories of the miracles they had heard about. And they liked to come and talk to him because both of them felt something inside of them stir and move when they were near him. However, they both did it at night when no one could see, because Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus were part of the Sanhedrin, which was the Jewish ruling council. Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus were very highly respected members of that Sanhedrin and were very wealthy men. And to become a follower of Jesus would mean risking all of that. Everything. Their wealth, their position. Because all of their friends in the Sanhedrin were more than just a governing body. They were all their business partners as well. But the moment came when Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus exposed their belief in Jesus. And that moment is the 14th station. That is the moment when they took the body of Jesus and buried him. They bought the myrrh and the aloes, they performed a preparation for the burial, and then they buried him in this tomb. Well, that's something they could not hide. The graveyard is right next to the place of crucifixion. It is literally within 100 yards of the old walls of Jerusalem. Today, if you go there, you'll find it's within the walls, but those walls have been expanded centuries later. But the original walls were right there. There was a road, a gate coming in and out. People would have seen them do this. Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus chose to bury the body anyway. And in taking that action, they took their first act of faith. They made their first action. They had a belief in Jesus, and now they acted on that faith. Now, there are many traditions about these gentlemen, what happens afterwards. Of course, they're both bounced from the Sanhedrin, and they both suffer periodic persecutions. They join the early Christian community after Pentecost, and they become very active within it. But they lose their standing, the city, and they lose their wealth. They took a risk when they took that body of Jesus, but it was an act of faith. To bury that body meant to expose themselves as followers of Jesus. You know, Christ's crucifixion was not a private thing. It was an extremely public scene. Many, many people were there in the cities. They watched it around the crucifixion yard. From Golgotha, they watched it from the walls of the city. Everybody saw this. It was very public. The apostles were not there. They hid. They ran. But under these circumstances, to take that act of faith, to take that body and bury it, meant that despite what everybody saw, they were still going to take an action to expose themselves as followers of Jesus. And the lesson for us is this. There are many people who say, I am a Christian. I am a follower of the Lord. But when a difficult moment comes And you realize that if you actually speak out about your faith on a particular occasion, there might be pushback. There might be blowback. Someone might say something unkind to you. You might get a letter. All that's happened to me. That happens a lot. But anyway, but you, if you're willing, if you're able to take a stand for your faith, despite what the world may say to you, then you're following in the footsteps of Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus. Jesus' crucifixion was a public event. Our faith has to be a public event as well. We have to overcome the fear, as it said in the scripture. Joseph was in Arimathea, was a secret follower of Jesus, but a secret one for fear. We have to overcome our fear. We have to stand up for our faith. Remember, whatever you're going to lose in this world, it's nothing that's going to last. But whatever you will gain from standing up your faith is something that will last for all eternity.